Good evening, peeps. Good evening, all. Nna m ukwu Ifeanyi ndewo sir. O kenekwara. Ndewo. Good evening, all. I hope everyone is having a beautiful day today. So I said, let's come and have some discussion. Oga Daniel, good evening. Good evening. Trust you're good. So I said, let's have this discussion, regarding the trending issue that has been going on within the social media space. In particular, it has generated so much interest amongst the people of the Southeast. So I said, let's just have this conversation. Let me add my own 2 cents. And good evening, Ifeanyi. Prince Ifeanyi, good evening. So let's just have this conversation. Let's keep it rolling. Even most of us are trying to live in denial. But I just want to do this video because events of this nature constantly reminds us of one of the cardinal principles of my great brother, a friend, a comrade, a patriot, Chukwuka Ofebu, popularly known by his social media handle as Ijele Speaks. So I believe most of us have seen the topic. First, I will say this video is just to dissect, for us to bring in our own analogy. This video I'm making is in no way trying to question or trying to say otherwise or anything untoward about the decision of Chinedu Okoli, popularly known as Flavor. But then as a Southeasterner and as someone who, understands the trend of things, and as one of those of Ijele nations, and as someone who has shared the same principles, such things calls for a broad discussion. First, I would accept and I would respect the decision of Flavor or Chinedu Okoli to do his father's funeral in Enugu State. But then, as Southeasterners, let's ask ourselves this question. And all thanks to Chief Priest, Cubana Chief Priest, who is part of Flavor Cycle, who granted interview has been seen on various newspaper publications saying that it was the insecurity. People should underline that the insecurity in the Southeast forced Flavor to hold his father's funeral ceremony in Enugu State. As a person, I have nothing against it. I'm not a member of his family, and in no way can I take decision for him. But the key question is this. Those who knows his locality precisely, we understand the level of insecurity within that area. Oga Abed, good evening. So the key question is this. My great brother Ijele, who has been persecuted, these IPOB Marudas and their co-hosts and associated persons, one associated persons, Ebukobi is one of them. They have been hell-bent, persecuting Ijele. And those of us who are privy to information will understand, the maneuvers and, the roles they are playing with the judiciary compromising. But then, things of this nature, everyone needs to question themselves. Moreover, those from the Southeast. I do appreciate that not every part of the Southeast is under the grips or under the stronghold of the so-called IPOB ESN. But the question I want us to ask if I'm to turn back the hands of clock, if 2024 was to be 2019, 2017, I mean, not just flavor, most Igbo socialites, most Igbo persons, even those who are not, well known to the society, most of them have moved key ceremonies, be it marital rites, be it funeral, be it housewarming. In fact, some communities, some villages within the southeast is a no-go zone area. That is simple truth. Now, I've seen the debates, and not just the debates, the sympathizers of IPOB trying to make excuses, trying to, belittle the important decision of Flavor not to hold that funeral ceremony in Anambra State, giving excuses like he has no befitting home in Anambra State or in his village per se. That is laughable. I respect Flavor's decision because that decision was in the interest of his guest, anchored simply on security. If I were to be in his position, why would I want to put people's safety at risk because of I want to, celebrate either marriage or something? He did a decision that any well-meaning individual who has respect for the sanctity of life would do. But then, this is interesting thing again when I mention Flavor. He is one of those that sang a song praising the criminality and the ekperimaism. I have manufactured that English, ekperima. It's an Igbo vernacular. I think I should try to put a lexicon to it, ekperimaism of Nnamdi Kanu, praising him to high heavens. In Igbo language, said, Jisike Noro, which is he should keep well on his good works. But today, I think that same person he sang his praises of, singing his praises to high heavens, I think if he would be honest to himself, the actions and inactions of that same individual and his criminal group was the main reason he decided, for security reasons, not to hold the ceremony in his ancestral home. Most Igbo persons, have come up to say, within the Igbo culture, within the Igbo tradition, that doesn't look right. It's not just him alone. At least last year, if I'm not mistaken, that should be December 2nd or so. I will call him a cousin because we have same, kindred. He married a lady from Anambra. For the same reason as well, Insecurity, the traditional marriage was held in Ili Ji Yam. Remember, both the groom and the bride are of southeastern identity, or they are Igbos. But the girl is from Anambra State. I will not disclose her community, but her community happens to fall within one of those places where these guys have stronghold or strong footing. What happened was this. The girl's parents, they are based in Port Harcourt, Ili Ji Yam precisely. In the interest of security, what they did was to hold the traditional marriage and including the payment of dowry in Igbo Land. Ili Ji Yam is in Rivers State, and I don't know how long it will take. Guys, please appreciate this page with stars. It's been long. People gave me stars on this page. So guys, there's no shame in asking, because, my brother Ijele has done this for over the years, speaking the truth, calling attention to what will befall the Southeast. But today it's all happening. And again, they moved their marriage to Ili Ji Yam. And, same thanks to Cubana chief priest. A few days ago, he gave an interview on why he moved his business from Owerri to Lagos State. All boils down to what? Insecurity as well. Thank you, Stella Nwora. Thank you for the 200 stars. Thank you for coming through. Guys, please keep it coming, keep it coming. Ezawa, Amma, I've seen Ezawa one day. Guys, keep it coming, keep the stars coming, because, keep the stars coming. Now, same Cubana chief priest gave interview barely a week ago, saying the reason he moved his business from Owerri to Lagos is boiled down to what? ESN IPOB activities. Now, people of the Southeast, let's ask ourselves a question. This is just the 4th year of ESN in the Southeast. When do we think this thing will stop? There's no end in sight. Now, we've not even gone to the 5th year, we've not gone to the 10th year. Majority of us who are lucky that our communities are not under this guy's control, we may take it for a joke, but there are communities that, they've lost the ancestral land to these criminals, and we must constantly remind the people of the Southeast, those behind it. It is Nnamdi Kanu's IPOB that went and, brought these criminals to once peaceful region that has known peace. No, anybody can argue unemployment, lack of education, lack of... Oh, my brother, Pascal, thank you for the 99 stars. Guys, please keep the stars coming, keep the stars coming. Many people can argue, from the perspective of unemployment. I'm not on TikTok, bro. This is a Facebook Live. Yeah, I'm not on TikTok. Cheers, mate. Yeah, cool. Most of us can argue unemployment, absence of education or lack of education, absence of governance. But then, whoever is making this argument must, put a square peg in a round hole. You cannot make such arguments when you try to deny the fact that Nnamdi Kanu and his IPOB took a bad situation and make it worse. That today, most Igbos has, completely deserted their communities. That's the simple truth. And, the governor of Anambra State has come up to say this, trying to discuss this insecurity. In as much as I respect Flavor's decision, but then the question I'm here to ask this evening, what are those crimes Ijele committed against his people? Most persons within the social media space, in particular these IPOB criminals in diaspora, home and abroad, with different social media handle, they have always gone out to say Ijele hates his people. Now, I want to ask them these questions. Guys, thank you so much, Alex Ogua. Thank you for the 50 stars. I want to ask this question now. What are those crimes? How does Ijele hate his people? For speaking the truth, when majority of us were shivering, when majority failed to speak the truth, hey, come back. When majority of us, were shying away from the truth, Ijele spoke the truth. When they started all this criminality, prior to 2020, this thing has been running since 2014. Ijele has done the hard work. Ijele has done the most difficult work as someone who has the interest of the Southeast at heart. He has gone that far distance, which everyone is shying away from, producing the document that Nnamdi Kanu registered IPOB as a private limited company with Company House UK, and he produced the document. He has even gone far to educate us on the route of trying to seek for a new country, which none of these guys are doing. He has thought about the Montevideo Convention. He has, brought up so many challenges. And these criminals are angry simply because Ijele was speaking that truth. Ijele did warn us. I would say in particular, Ijele did warn us because he was he is the strongest vocal voice for the Southeast when it comes to fighting the criminality, the shenanigans of IPOB and Nnamdi Kanu. He stood his ground. He fought it tirelessly, timelessly, and he put out his life, his safety, his everything on the line to fight for this. Today, are we all living in denial? First, my brother Ijele has said, listen, let us fight the crime and not the tribe. Let me explain what I mean by that. They will always commit these, atrocities, and they will try to pin it on a different tribe. So they so much push this narrative that every Igbo person started losing their mind of critical reasoning. They commit this thing. They say, oh, it's Fulani, Hausa Fulanis. Ijele said, no. Let's put two and two together. Even where he has gone further to make, research, do his investigation, even within his axis, which is the Olu axis, he has come up to say these are not Fulanis. And he has said, let us fight the crime and not the tribe. But majority of Ndi Igbo were busy listening to this same criminal, proscribed IPOB group who were hell-bent on fighting a tribe and not a crime. And there were those perpetrating, carrying out these crimes within Attire. Now the question I ask again, in decision the Flavor made today, Flavor's decision, was it hinged because Fulanis were occupying his locality? No. There are no Fulanis in Umunze. Who are the IPOBs? Igbos. Like my brother Ijele has always described them, Igbo Lanis. They are the ones that have taken hold of that territory, and they are the ones that have forced so many Igbos to make that painful decision of trying to carry out such activities outside of their ancestral land. And again, it's not just, I think last year, 2 years ago, we did see some notable politicians who made similar decisions of having their daughters' traditional weddings or ceremonies in Asaba and Abuja respectively. And this calls for questioning. Ndi Igbo, when do you understand who your enemies are? Today, it is same Igbos. I'm not saying all Igbos, same IPOB elements. I will call them by their name. And I say this, IPOB is not Igbo, Igbo is not IPOB. Igbo is an ethnic identity. It's an ethnic tribe. IPOB are just, criminal elements among the Igbos who are perpetrating this crime, trying to put this on the rest of us. And unfortunately, the Igbo elites, the socio-cultural group, the political class, the Ohaneses, the clergy, they are all keeping quiet. Why are they keeping quiet? Things of this decision, I'm not here to question Flavor's decision. Let me make that clear. I respect his decision because he made a very bold and sensible decision, trying to safeguard the, security of everyone. Because I don't know. Because at the end of the day, he doesn't want to risk anybody's safety. That's why he made that decision. But Ndi Igbo, can we begin to have this conversation? For how long? This is just one person that is known, within his, this cultural icon, cultural high life legend. He's known all over the world, all over the globe. So it's more of a household name. But then I wouldn't mention my cousin who wedded last year. His wife is from Anambra. Because of same insecurity, the traditional marriage was done in Elele. Dowry paid in Elele. The wedding was in Lagos. Now, not to mention a family I know too well, that their father passed on because of insecurity. They did move their aged father to Port Harcourt. Now, the father passed on in Port Harcourt, or passed away. Just to have their father buried, they paid the sum of 3 million naira. No, this is just to, to dig a grave, put the father, a reverend father, to say a prayer. They did not invite any single person, no canopy, no funeral ceremony of any sort, because of what? Their village happened to be one of the places these guys have a stronghold, hold. Now, who are still in denial? The same Igbos. When you check the social media space, different blogs, different persons, all they are doing, they are trying to discuss this, even trying to think they are making mockery of the person of Flavor, who, if there is security, if there was safety, within a space of 6 months, let me just try to agree he has no befitting, edifice or mansion in his village. Flavor has that financial muscle to execute a building or a contract that within the max of 8 months, you would find an erected edifice in his, ancestral home. But guys, security comes first. Who wants to endanger people's safety? That is the key thing these guys are running away from. And we must continue, I must continue reminding our people that this is the, blessings Nnamdi Kanu brought to the Southeast. When my brother Ijele was speaking this truth, majority of Ndi Igbo or IPOB, let me even be solely Igbo. Majority of IPOBs, they hated him, and many still do today passionately for him speaking this truth. But when all these things happen, can we ask ourselves this question? Who are the enemies of the Southeast? Is it a group that went and, destabilized our region? A group that has over the decade continuously, deliberately, intentionally lied to our people on a thing that is so phenomenal, on a thing that, drives their emotions, promising them a country? Or is it a group that would look at the political failures, at the poor leadership, or, when I say leadership, I'm talking about the 5 eastern states in general, at the poor, infrastructural development, rather than discuss these things the way it should be, to say, listen, whatever we feel we don't have, it is within our own region to have it. We, our governors has failed us, our members of assembly has failed us, because whether I like it or not, each state, Chidubem, 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 whether I like it or not, our governors has failed us, our politicians has failed us, our House of Assemblies has failed us. These are the truths. But what did this group do? They take the failures of the Southeast, they project it on another tribe. They begin to brainwash, begin to gaslight, the vulnerable amongst us, that listen, everything is full and is. And today, the questions are asked again. All these painful decisions that have been made by the people of Southeast, was it because Fulanis are still in our territory? The answer is no. Guys, please like and share this video. Give it a thumbs up. And guys, keep the stars coming. Keep the stars coming. Keep the stars coming. Keep the stars coming. And these are questions we need to continuously ask ourselves. That such things that are going on, who are responsible for it? Who are responsible for this insecurity in the Southeast? Why are we shying away? For example, now say, I've watched, few sights and sound glimpse of the video. It was electrifying. It was something full of Igbo, rich cultural heritage. The key questions any sensible person would ask: will flavor, in all sincerity, want to deny people of his local community of catching a glimpse of that festivity, or of this funeral ceremony? It was more like a carnival. No, the answer is no. He would want his community, his local community, to catch the glimpse. At least that ceremony alone, the local economy within the axis for that day, they will make some good sales. Be it, I know there will be drinks, there will be food, but then most of us who go to occasions, sometimes we have that natural tendency to try to, within that few minutes, to interact with the locals and, to test out their local joints as well, be it palm wine, be it their local delicacies. But then they've lost that in all these things. They've lost that in all these things, courtesy of who? Courtesy of Nnamdi Kanu and his IPOB group. But then, majority Ndi Igbo, when do you all stop living in denial? When do you all call a spade a spade? When do you all stop playing the ostrich? Do not allow these guys to, give you a name tag which you do not have. At the end of the day, I stand to say, Igbo, we are not IPOB. IPOB is not Igbo. IPOBs, they are nothing but a criminal group proscribed by the federal government of Nigeria. And these guys, their stock in trade has been nothing short of trying to create all form of insecurities. My brother Chimezi Fengo, thank you for the 100 stars. Thank you for the stars again. Guys, keep the stars coming. Keep the stars coming. Let's make it a star party tonight. Keep the stars coming. So, that is all we keep reminding ourselves. And then for every person of the Southeast who has always been in the open advocating for a better Southeast, speaking for the truth, I mean, you guys are truly those who want a better Southeast for us. And to these criminal IPOBs, to Iwaji, the miscreants in Austria, let him continue doing what he's doing. His malice would not, I don't even want to give him, mention his name. He's just a miscreant, a criminal in Austria. These are one of the IPOB criminals who are gaslighting the region even up to today. Even up to date. But then I wouldn't want to digress from this particular topic, because at the end of the day, the insecurity in the southeast, we must address it holistically, we must address it factually, we must address it sincerely. And a day like this, these are things people need to understand when they come to, try to project their hate, try to project, their mystery on my brother. That is them saying who they are. Today, Ndi Igbo needs to ask these key questions. Who are the enemies of Southeast? IPOB members. Every IPOB member who still today are the enemies of the Southeast. They destroyed our region. They gaslighted our youth. And the key question again I ask myself, when do they think this would end? Let's not forget there are examples we can learn from. The Northeast is a clear example, which my brother Ijele used on countless occasions to draw our ears, to call our attention that let us not heed, let us not accommodate these guys and their criminal behaviors, that they will destroy our region. Today they have simply done that. Because of what? Majority of us, majority of Ndi Igbo, they always flow to their emotions. Listen, emotionalism will take you nowhere. It will rather destroy you. All they do is to come up, tell you Biafra war without trying to discuss the sequence of it. Or they jump, oh, there was pogrom. I don't even want to go there. That, tonight is not for it. Because, guys, if you're new to the page, if you're new to Undiluted Truth, you're new to King of the Game, you're new to the Big Masquerade, I know it's going to be a painful one, but you can go and search many of his videos. He's on YouTube. He's on Twitter. On Twitter, I can find him with Ijele Speaks too. I mean, he has that numerous videos where he has taken this pain to do the hard work, to advocate, to warn us, ahead of time that these guys will destroy our region. And today, that is simply what is happening. That is simply what is happening within the Southeast. Again, I say this, Ijele is fine. He's doing good. And I believe he sends, his regards to everyone. If he has his liberty today, a day like this, all he would do was to simply say, hey, I warned you guys. And this is just one of so many. Again, thank you to Chief Priest, Cubana Chief Priest, for trying to, let the cat out of the bag. Because he's part of Flavor Cycle. He did say, when he granted an interview, that it was insecurity in the Southeast that made Flavor to, move his father's funeral ceremony to Enugu State. Most persons, everyone is welcome to put up their own argument. He was born and raised in Enugu. That's, that is their own side of it. But people that are doing that are those who are trying to suppress the fact that insecurity within his locality. I mean, if his locality was safe, let me not even go there. If you're from those regions today, you're doing some sort of festivity, I mean, most persons would simply decline your invite. Hey. Come. Most persons will decline your invite because, one, they have looked at the routes they will have to take to your, maybe your community is not safe. And nobody want to put their life at risk. And again, Flavor has done noble for understanding the insecurity, for understanding that, the safety, the well-being of his guests and that of the local community comes first. Because if, he had decided, okay, let's do this, I mean, most persons wouldn't have gone back in one piece. That is simple truth. Because people that are so, that know that environment so well have given elaborate examples. And again, let us always remember what Ijele stands for. Ijele is a patriot. He's a great Nigerian. He's a great comrade. And all his messages has been for a better Southeast. One of the reasons this IPOB criminal element hates him so much is nothing other than he has not just busted their bubble, he has single-handedly exposed their entire criminality, ranging from lying that they went to White House, ranging all their lies, he busted it. I mean, he brought out it in open. I would say single-handedly, he ended their scam. And I give credit to others like Blessedom, Nnayo Okechukwu, Oke Emezue, and Ezawo, and not forgetting my humble self as well. When I look within the social media space, there are a few of us who have said, listen, let's call a spade, you know, that these guys are coming to destroy our region. And for every Ijele nation member, keep up the good fight. What we are fighting today is a fight against evil and good. These guys, they just want to destroy our region. Today, we are not even talking about the local economy. They've destroyed it completely. Most villages, most people have lost their ancestral home. Most communities are a ghost town. You know, there are so many examples to give. Guys, I wouldn't want to stay much on the video, but, you know, most of us can go back and watch, you know, previous videos and numerous videos who my brother Ijele speaks. You know, Chukwuka Ofebu has done in this regard. He has done it eloquently well. He has done it elaborately well. He has done it with all factual information, you know, putting out the truth out there and warning people of the Southeast. And again, let us wake up and let us say no to this, you know, criminal group. I will come back later, if time permits me tomorrow, to do videos on other things. And for majority of us who are looking forward to information within the page, like I did post sometime, you know, apologies, it's nothing deliberate, but it's, you know, the decision of the legal group that will try to keep things off social media. And let me remind us, Ijele's liberty is a given. His freedom is, you know, cannot be prized. You know, sooner than we know it, he will join us, and he continues to do that good work he's doing. Majority of us who knows Ijele knows him as a man of principle, a man of truth, a man of honor, a man who stands first as a patriotic Nigerian, as a Southeasterner, a man who has made his political choice. You know, he is dogged, he's an enigma, you know, he's a, I mean, just any adjective that stands to qualify somebody who fights for the interest of the truth. He has fought for so many persons, even people he knows and people he doesn't know, you know, the downtrodden, the oppressed. And again, let me use this medium to thank his legal team, starting from Chief Femi Falana, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Marvin Omoregbe, Dejade Inju, Zainab, and of course, let me thank the People's President by the person of Omoele Showore. You know, I thank you guys for all you've been doing. You stood by him, not because of his from your tribe, but you guys have shown again, you recognize him as a detribalized Nigerian. You know, you guys have always fought for the oppressed. And, you know, something most Nigerians fail to acknowledge at this day and at this point is the police. Let me just use this to close. They are working with few interest to shut down every active voice in Nigeria. Today, a lot has happened that even those who are celebrating the incarceration of a very dark man, they will be saying if he was here, he would have given, you know, a great analogy. I don't even want to delve into things that are happening recently, i.e. the case of Andrew Ochekwa and the two girls. Yes, that was a crime committed, but people need to be honest here. The police committed another crime. That is a different kettle of fish. But then, as a Nigerian, you ask yourself, if we support these police who are being ungodly to shut down every active voice, there are things that happens and we begin to look for that voice to speak. We need Ijele's voice back. We need very dark man voice back. And others have been, you know, unjustly persecuted. Not even persecuted. We need their voices back. You know, nobody's afraid of the court of law. But one thing most of us do not understand, these guys are suppressing facts. They are working against the interest of justice. Again, you know, that is something we all need to push for. Again, Ijele speaks, his freedom is guaranteed. All he has is a civil case. And for the people of the Southeast, you should ask yourself this question, you know, what are the crimes of Ijele speaks? I just want everybody to be bold to ask this. When these persons come to tell you he hates his people, you see them running all over the social media space. Oh, Ijele hates his people. He hates his people. Ask them what are his crimes. Let them, you know, come out to say. But you will never find them. All they run around is with personal account, fake names, hiding behind, you know, keyboard, calling him enemy of his people. Now, let's have this conversation in the open. What are the crimes? How does Ijele hate his people? None of them can say anything. Ijele is not responsible for the formation of ESN. Ijele is not responsible for the insecurity in the Southeast. Rather, he has, you know, put his life on the line, his safety, everything, fighting, crying from the top of the mountain. He is that one lone vocal voice, calling a spade, challenging all this group of criminals. This is why you see them, even the so-called elites, they say he hates his people. Today, look what is happening. I don't want to go back to memory lane. Most of us have seen so many gruesome videos, people of the Southeast, you know, military personnel, police officers, taken out in the most callous manner ever. Ijele is not responsible for it. Who is responsible for it? Nnamdi Kanu's IPOB and his ESN group. Guys, thank you all and speak to you some other time. Bye now.